Hey everybody, welcome back to Northern Land, place of Binding Magic Afterbirth. We are probably the greatest Isaac player in existence. We managed not to lose last time despite having a crazy powerful run. Your boy managed not to squander all available advantages. Curse of the Labyrinth. And the mark, because we did get Eden's Blessing on the last run. ZMVS EQM2. Okay, the pill, I figured, you know, we'd take a stab at it. The mark is a fantastic item to have off of Eden's Blessing, especially considering we have a Curse of the Labyrinth. So we get, you know, deal with the Devil Protection right off the bat, which is valuable enough in its own right to be excited about. Then also, you know, the requisite tears and damage upgrades you get as well. The only downside is that we don't get control over when we get the Spirit Heart. We just get it immediately, which as most characters would not matter, but as Lazarus, we do want to get that death out of the way for the extra luck upgrade and the damage modifier. So it's a little bit of a blessing in disguise in the sense that we could get a deal with the devil that allows us to kill ourselves productively. I don't know why I'd go for this one first, but you know, what's done is done there. Health down. Honestly, not that bad if we were intending to, you know, kill ourselves anyway on this run in order to get that Lazarus bonus. So I guess it's not the end of the world. Kind of want to see what's going on in all these other rooms, especially the other item room, before we go for our deal with the devil action here. But yeah, I'm in a little bit of a weird spot. Okay, so it does take a red heart. I always forget that, except for this time, when I at least had the opportunity to experiment. 2 of spades. Okay. Yeah, stop shooting. We can get out of this without getting hit. Guaranteed! Like a glove. Hey, like a glove, hey. Anyway, grab this bomb. We can go get that golden chest now. I think it's probably worth it, you know. If we can get an HP upgrade, then we know that we could effectively get a little Lazarus action going on here. That's a little dangerous on the whole HP front, but that's okay. We got a ton of money for the cost of a bomb and a key. Kind of a lateral move right now, but depending on the consumables that drop, not necessarily a bad call. Although, at 16 cents, we're kind of getting into overkill territory here. Wouldn't mind seeing some red hearts, just so we had more opportunity to use blood rights, which actually could be productive for us, but, you know, it's too early on in this run to really know where things are going to shake out, so I'm not going to get overly invested or divested from the situation without, you know, adequate knowledge of what's going to happen here. Blank card. Definitely blank card. 2 of spades interests me more than blood rights. And now we have enough key action to actually be able to get into our shop. We also have an extra pill. Tears up. Lovely. I'll take the health down, tears up. I actually think that that would be I'm not saying that the whole game should be rebalanced like this. I think that would be a cool category of boss items to add into the game. Would be boss items that give you, like, a meaningful stats downgrade, like a tears downgrade, for example, but give you a speed upgrade. Maybe that's a bad idea, but I'm talking about stuff that's, like, highly situational. And most of the time, you'd be like, ugh, that sucks. But some of the time, you'd be like, that's amazing. I think we don't take anything here. And the reasoning that I have is we could get an arcade on the next floor, which might be productive for us as well. I know I'm using productive a lot here, but if they were better shop items, I'd be more interested. But, you know, broken stopwatch, it's right twice a day. The rest of the time it's just kind of annoying, although I think it's probably better than it is bad. Man, Mom's Heel's not a particularly strong upgrade. Easy bosses, though, at least. And the Nightlight, it's pretty okay. I actually think that item, you know, by and large is usually worth 15 cents, but it's not really a situation in which we need it immediately. You know, we could always be like it's a better play if we have 80 cents than it is if we have 16. Let's put it that way. So we'll leave that HP there. We can still get a productive death, despite the fact that it might seem like that kind of got squandered because of the fact that we got, you know, Cramperino here. But we're really hoping for Lump of Coal. We can walk ourselves into the fires to die, and then pick up the HP and be relatively safe here, I think. That's a lot of money, dude. Alright, so let's end our lives here. Respawn as regular version of Lazarus. Shoot all this, we might as well, we're already up here. Then Head of Krampus, we're not going to keep, but we're excited to have had it once. We have no red hearts available, so the Curse Room is kind of interesting, but I'm probably a little wary of doing this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Okay, I don't know why loading 6 spiders into the game caused the frame rate to dip, but that's okay. That's okay. Okay, don't get hit by the troll bomb. Game's really not pulling any punches here when it comes to putting me in a weird spot. I mean, I think we're in a really good position as a result of starting with the mark, but I am a little sore that we're missing out on our precedent. I think it's worth buying that just to kickstart that. I'm gonna check this. It's a weird one. Because Temperance doesn't really do anything for us right here. But I think in this case, because we have enough money, I will take Nightlight. And we want to keep 2 of Spades. It's probably likely to be more useful. I don't know, actually. Like, Temperance long-term could be useful. But you can see how in my present situation, I'm like, I don't want to use Temperance. This is a scary situation, right, Ruka? Okay, Catacombs 1. That's right, we will have no blood bank chance. I forgot, well, I remembered that we were on an XL floor, but I forgot some of the intricacies of being on an XL floor. Namely that, you know, we go down to an odd-numbered floor next, obviously, and don't have access to a potential deal with the devil. So I'm really hoping for an early... Wow, that's just the worst place for that to spawn. I'm hoping for an early red heart drop. Champions could end up causing me considerable... bit of worry here. So the earlier we can get a red heart drop, the better. Can't even access that. We should be concerned about this room because I believe that teratoma parts, if they hit you, they take off 1 full red heart. So we're trying to avoid that like 1-hit KO situation. I'd really just like to get a half red heart. I know I've talked about it a couple times, but I'm interested in the concept of achieving a half red heart here. Alright, Cat, I will free you from what you consider to be a prison, but it's not a prison. It's an air-conditioned room/office. Okay, just looking for half a red heart here. Goodbye, Ruka. If you want us to get half a red heart, tweet me with hashtag #FeedTheFire. If you want me to not get half a red heart and have to struggle, tweet me with hashtag #FeelTheBurn. Make sure to check out Burn Notice on the USA Network, premiering this September 31st. Oh, there's our... Oh, we can get it, we can get it. It's so worth it. Even though in most situations... Oh, now Tomo wants to go. Alright. Neither of you were doing anything in here anyway. If you, looked at a normal situation, you'd be like, man, a half heart is worth way less than a single bomb. In most situations, that would be true. This is not most situations. Now if we can just get a spirit heart to protect us a little further... Get a better deal with the devil chance as a result of that. That would be awesome. And there is our spirit heart. Okay. So we're going to get to 99 keys, at which point we should really consider replacing our existing card. Because blank card is really awesome, but it gets better, you know, because of its ability to kind of adapt to the situation at hand. I knew we were going to get a little dicey there. We threaded the needle. Let's check for a second secret room. Lovely. I'll play this. I'll play this down to the freaking bone, dude. 1 spirit heart. 1 spirit heart. Okay, I don't need the freaking spirit heart. What gave you that impression? Thank you, by the way, that have people who said hashtag Fuel the Fire. Make sure to check out Rescue Me. It's on FX. This November. I've never seen any of these shows. I'll just take any deal that allows me to get hashtagged. These are not actual sponsored deals, by the way, in case you're not picking up on my level of sarcasm. Little scary. Just deal with the devil ramifications. Nothing beyond that. There we go. No deal with the devil. Binky, really lowered tier delay, but not as many spirit hearts as maybe I'd like. But let's keep in mind, you know, we're ahead of schedule. Our DPS is pretty good. Not, you know, landmark, not historic, but pretty good. And we're only on the 3rd floor here, so plenty of time for this run to pick up. Plenty of time for it to get fucked up as well. I don't know, it sounded like I was singing a corn song or something there. Seraphim. Once every now and then, it fires a shot, and that shot does a decent amount of damage. Not my favorite familiar, but certainly could be worse. If we get 1 more spirit heart, I would like to go to our curse room. A little surprised at the absence of tinted rocks right now. I think we found 1 on the last floor. No, we found 0 on the last floor. We get up to 34 keys, which is, you know, likely to be as many as we need for the entire run. I've never done a key audit to figure out, you know, how many keys we use on an average Isaac run, but I can't imagine it's much more than 30. You know, without a Guppy's Tail sort of situation going on. Pinky Eye is pretty good. It looks like there's no possible secret room bordering the curse room, so we're gonna have to make an executive decision. And I think my executive decision is probably going to be to go into the curse room. You know, there's many reasons why we can get Spirit Hearts from it, but mostly, let's be honest, I want to try to pick up the big ticket items that can give me more DPS. Or Guppy's Tail, as mentioned. Well, it definitely makes us feel smart for having taken... By the way, that move, pretty good. But it definitely makes me feel smart for having taken 2 of spades here for as long as we did. I don't really care about an arcade on the next floor, so I think we go for this, and that is lovely. That's just beautiful. Now we can endlessly create Spirit Hearts, and this is extremely good for us moving forward. In fact, that Hierophant might be the closest thing to like an assured victory we can possibly get. We just need to survive for 4 rooms, get the Hierophant popped, nearly guarantee ourselves deals with the devil. I understand, Tomo, you want into the room. Just give it a minute, buddy. Just give it a minute. A key to take us to the magic number. I appreciate that. I mean, we could just pop the Hierophant, but it's... I only bring it up because it's a possible option, but it's so much worse than using it endlessly. We would use it right now and be like, okay, we've got a really good deal with the devil chance on this floor, but it's ill-advised, especially considering we just got it handled right there. And I think, honestly, now at this point, we can come back and be like, you know what? Let's go to the curse room. Accelerate our Guppy dreams. Yeah, okay. It was well worth coming into the room, because we can now get to endless amounts of Spirit Hearts. We might as well just take it to the limit. There you go. Oh, yeah, actually, it did matter, but it mattered only slightly. Huge plays here. We might even be able to dump the Hierophant now and be like, you know what? Give me a Yarrow rune or something like that. We managed to play the cards right here. I play my card sharks, kings, and aces. Welcome to New York, the illest of all places. Camp Low, Swing. It's the song from the end of the Lucchini music video, as we all know. I think we could use a luck stat upgrade as well. Not getting as many consumables as I'd like, but apart from that, you know, we're kind of on Isaac autopilot. Not to, like, make you tune away from the episode or something like that, because that's where we end up getting into the true zaniness of the situation, but, we pretty much have, like, a better than Satanic Bible situation going on here. In fact, it's, like, nearly objectively, strictly better than Satanic Bible. They're not Demon Hearts, they're Spirit Hearts, and, it's once every 4 rooms instead of once every 6 rooms, so I think that more than makes up for it. Ooh, nice dodge. Okay. I mean, with 67 keys, I don't really care about wasting 1 to go to the shop, whether we have Guppy's Tail or not. We're probably going to have enough for the rest of the run. I mostly, like, wanted to fight greed so we can get more money to buy things from the shop in the future, but honestly, this one's all about not making the world's worst decisions on deals with the devil at this point, and if we can make that happen, nice little drive-by Evil Eye there as well. If we can make that happen, nothing can stop us. We'll be getting to 3 wins here, although I said that early on that last Samson run, and I got a little scared by the end of things. Since when does the Frail start with a little baby ghost? This is like brand new news to me. It's like the news. Okay, speed is actually important. Range, probably less so. Ooh, it's pretty good. We will definitely take both of these, and we will feel pretty much completely fine about doing so. We can now fly. We have Death's Touch. That's fantastic. It almost feels like we should be on, like, the womb. Oh my god, rubber cement just randomly. Kind of a weird item. Like, I think almost from a, from an evaluation standpoint, rubber cement is bad, but it's like my favorite kind of bad item. I think it's bad because it can't hit the same enemy twice. Is that correct? So, and also, if you have piercing shots, it causes your shots to not go straight through, which can be a disadvantage, depending on, you know, your tendencies as a player, I guess. But it's my favorite kind of, like, Isaac item. It's bad, but it's not that bad, and it's fun enough to compensate for its own badness. There's a lot of items that are fun, but they're so bad that they're almost untakeable if you're, like, a rational player who's out there to win, as opposed to somebody who's, like, you know, just cracking jokes over top, just theoretically speaking here. I actually love Judas' Shadow, but I'm not going to take it. And the reasoning for that is I don't want to go through the tedium of killing myself, like, down 12 hearts here to make this happen. And I'd say it worked out pretty well. Sada needs a nice pickup, and we have a little bit more time to get something from our shop or donate, but honestly, money's not really been our strong suit on this run so far. Everything else has been, though. That could help. Very slightly, I guess. There's other items like that, like, I'm trying to think, like bomb synergies sometimes, like scatter bombs are number 2. They might be bad, but they're like fun enough to compensate for their badness, even if you think they are bad, at least for me. But like Cursed Eye, that item I oftentimes find fun. I find being like mildly frustrated entertaining sometimes, but most of the time it's not worth it. And I think I'm starting to come around to the consensus that that item is just almost unusable. Isaac's Heart is just unfun and bad, sorry to say. But I think that, you know, for a good game, it needs some items that are just like poison you stay away from. Because you need to have that like learning lesson where you pick it up once and go, remember that symbol, because I'm never taking it again. Technically, like in theory here, we probably should be throwing Spirit Hearts down on the ground, but you just don't care that much to do so, honestly. We could always, like we could D20 them is my thinking, or, you know, if we found a dice room that re-rolled them, could take advantage of it that way. I don't really want to give up the Hierophant for the Moon card, because I actually think that we have a pretty much indefensible situation on Boss Rush here. Like, we really should do Boss Rush. We're getting 2 Spirit Hearts every, you know, X rooms, where X is a pretty low number that I'm too lazy to run the arithmetic on right now. Seems like a little greedy to me, to just be like, nah, we're not gonna do that. Keys are good, money's good. What happened to our golden heart? Did we, like, push it off somehow? I don't know. Either way, way ahead of schedule for Boss Rush. Hierophant cards galore. It was there. It must have been when we picked up the red heart. It pushed the golden heart off the screen. So you know what? Kudos to, you know, Isaac and the people who made it for recognizing that that could be a situation and still giving us the payout. I just kind of glossed over it. But that's a fringe case where it didn't have to go like that. And I appreciate that they've aired in a player-centric side on that one. Probably seen it before, but we'll call credit where credit is due. Mom's Coin Purse is not necessarily bad. It gives us one step closer to the Mom transformation. Luck down, tears down sucks, but it's possible in a very, very, you know, small subset of runs we might get Nod Leaf, and then the Mom transformation will not be garbage. If you don't have Nod Leaf and you find yourself using the Mom transformation, like, something's gone terribly wrong. It should only ever work as an accident. Kind of a bummer we didn't get Lump of Coal on this one. Like, please don't take this as me complaining. Our DPS is good, but the damage property of the DPS stat is a little on the low side. There's room to grow. Let's leave it at that. There we go, luck upgrade. Are penny luck upgrades worth more than, are they more of a reward than luck downgrades are a penalty, if that makes sense? So I figure, you know, we got a lot of time on this floor. Let's take every advantage available to us. You know, if we can get Blood Bag, that's speed, that's HP for deals with the devil. We've got so many Spirit Hearts around us. You know, this gives us a better chance of getting luck ups. This gives us the ability to donate to our donation machine, which improves our chances of winning future runs. Alright, that's about as low as I'm willing to go for now. But we got quite a lot of money out of that, actually. We're up to 40 cents. We could always just buy stuff from the shop as well. Like, we don't have to... We don't have to just, donate it. But it's, like, it's a nice thing to do. It's not nice, absolutely. It's just nice for us on, like, you know, take a penny, leave a penny situation. You know, it's nice to do things for your future self. There was a, like, best of Reddit post I remember reading years ago at this point. We'll take our Spirit Heart. And it was like, every day, you should try to, you know, thank your past self for something. and do something that your future self will thank you for. And it sounds like heady, and I'm not too into, you know, mindfulness, which for the most part, you know, if it's useful for you, that's all that matters. Let me just check this out. But it doesn't always fit into my worldview. That being said, I always thought, like, I think about that from time to time. I was like, that's a good piece of advice. You're thankful for things that you've done to improve your own life, but you also pay it forward to your tomorrow self. And that's why, like, I think that really helped me get better about procrastination. Because you're like, what can I do to make tomorrow me like past me? Well, what if tomorrow me didn't inherit homework that I just waited on? So I'll do my homework as soon as I get it. And then tomorrow me is like, oh man, I really want to play some Hearthstone. Thanks, past me, for doing the homework so that I don't have to deal with it right now. And I say, you know what, that's no problem. And then you say, well, what should I do? And you go, all right, well, what if you just played what if you knocked out your priest daily quest so that you didn't have to do it, it wasn't hanging over your head for the rest of your lifetime? I don't think we want anything else in here. And then I knock out my priest daily quest in Hearthstone, and I go, oh, thanks, past me, for that 60 gold. I think it's a useful model for not self-improvement, but for doing things on a daily basis that make your life better, you know? That's not to say I don't still procrastinate, or that I live my life by that, you know, credo at all times. Credo also shot first. We don't care at all about red hearts. We will take the blood bag. We still have such, like, an easy beat on boss rush. We do have to find our item room, and I'm hoping that at this point that it gives us damage. So just think about, like, if that's, what can you do today to make tomorrow's you happy with today's you? Could be as simple as, you know, taking out the garbage so you don't have to worry about it tomorrow. You get that done, you're gonna feel good about yourself, I promise. Apart from that, my other piece of advice is never take advice from streamers. All of their lives are in shambles, myself included. Not really, but at the same time, you should take advice from someone whose life is, like, you know, under control. Take advice from your mom and dad, man. You know, they've been paying their bills for like 30 years. They got it. They got a process. They got it under control. Don't take advice from, you know, mid-20s nothings like myself. And the fact that I gave you that piece of advice lets you know that you should trust me when it comes to that advice. Okay, we're just quickly gonna check out Boss Rush. Wafer's worth it. Spoonbender's better. Mind is good. Virus is good. Like, all this is pretty good. We're gonna take Spoonbender because it's the basis of, like, a lot of cool synergies that I like. But really, any one of those could have easily been takeable for me there. Might as well. Like, we don't need the Spirit Hearts yet, but we might start taking damage. Like, more than 2 Spirit Hearts worth of damage on future rooms. On future waves, I guess I should say. I hope that's not the case, because that's a little embarrassing, but, you know, we can make, like, 80 Spirit Hearts on the ground by the end of this boss rush. See, this is what I mean. Like, I wasn't just complaining about my damage to have something to complain about. Our damage is actually sort of not good. We're fighting champion enemies because we fought champion mom, but it's taken us a little while here. Now, the good news is we are going to get, of course, another item just for finishing here. So we should feel good about that. You know, we're going to get some kind of, hopefully another absurdity engine enabler. That was bad damage. But again, bad damage at this point basically does not matter at all. I can't believe you're still alive. You were actually below ground for like a full 15 seconds there. I don't know where those shots are coming from. They're like, oh, you know what? It's because they're homing weirdly. You know, if they miss, they kind of ricochet back around. I don't know, like homing tiers plus Spoonbender might be terrible here. Doesn't matter. Not terrible, but like not as good as it could be. Or it could be amazing. Hello! Went from like Jerry Seinfeld to Mathis. Hello everybody and welcome. Welcome to Let's Play Honeycam Studio. Programmed in Visual Studio. It was probably in mono develop, let's be real. That's, you know, nothing against Unity at all. Just seems like a safe bet. If I was putting my money on an IDE, I think it would be mono. Could be Visual Studio, I guess. It's inside baseball, it doesn't matter. Anyway. Wait, did we actually... No, we fought champion version of the Peep first. I was like, what's going on with this guy? We already fought a version of him. But we fought his twin brother. Is this another cat that wishes to enter my room? No, I actually don't know what that was. Tomo, go back to sleep, buddy. That's just the Lord doing his work. Name that Outcast song? That's right, it's The Art of Storytelling Part 1. Which gave us the immaculate Big Boy lyric. She said, let's hit the parking lot so I can sick your duck. I said, cool, I really wanted to cut you, but this'll do. And cut you in this case means intercourse. I gotta pick up my daughter cause my baby mama beat me too. She said she understood and everything was kosher. I gave her a Lil Will CD and a fucking poster. It's like that now. You get the idea. Because that's the lyrics of the song. We could use any form of spectral tears, by the way. Like, that's something I'm noticing. I'm trying to do some, like, hide-and-seek gameplay. It's not working out that fantastically. We can get a little hide-and-seek action going on here that we can actually take advantage of thanks to, like, Ouija board or something like that. That's fine by me. Try to get rid of these enemies that jump around like House of Pain, please. Apart from that, I'd just like to be done with boss rush. Like, it's kind of... I expected it to be done a little faster than this. It's overstaying its welcome to some extent. Ooh, you almost got me. Keep these guys alive so they can kill the Forsaken for me. Why have you forsaken me? In boss rush, forsaken me. Wait, what was the note that I actually hit that made sense? 2 out of 3 ain't bad. It's like the... It was even worse than last time, but it was still, like, better than any other time I've sang on camera before. There's some rock band Beatles action going on. I know the Beatles didn't sing that. That's Meatloaf. But really, Meatloaf is colloquially known as the 6th Beatle. After George R.R. Martin. And, of course, the original 4 Beatles. Earth, Wind, and Fire. Please, I'm begging you here. Let me out of boss rush. I made a terrible mistake. I'm stoked to have Spoonbender. It's a small sacrifice to have, like, a great item for later, but... You know, this isn't supposed to be the song Save It For Later by the English Beat. It's supposed to be like Don't You Forget About Me by the English Beat. There we go. We got piercing shots. Oh, what a bold choice. Okay, Tinted Rock? I always miss Tinted Rocks. Ooh, Daddy learned to look. Got a key out of it. Well worth the time investment. Right, Tomo? Tomo. Don't pretend that he's sitting next to a wall. And when I looked at him, he's like, oh shit, don't let him know that I'm interested in what he's doing right now. So he just pretended to look at the fucking wall. Come on. What do you think this is? Pink Floyd album that everybody knows hour? Actually, I'm a Dark Side of the Moon fan. I'm actually a fan of the Dark Side of a Noxuna Moon. That's a really niche reference to those of you who are big fans of The Mummy 2. I'm saying that Imhotep's mistress, a Noxuna Moon, had a nice derriere in that movie. And if you don't know what that means, you gotta ask your parents. I felt like that joke was good enough that I earned like a couple seconds of silence. But alright, I digress. How's the run going? We can take stock. It's a win. Like, we're at the point we have unlimited spirit hearts. You know, it's easy to get caught up in like, oh, we got Dark Bum plus Gimpy plus this plus that. Look at the great defensive implications. Nothing beats being able to get 2 Spirit Hearts every 4 rooms forever. You know, that's as much defense as any reasonable player should need for their entire, you know, Isaac experience. I'm even, like, semi-deliberately out of laziness playing suboptimally to the extent that I'm not generating Spirit Hearts as often as I should. Like, there's no penalty to just generating them and then leaving them on the floor, but, except somebody's gonna have to clean that up later, mister! Who do you think, the Spirit Heart Fairy's gonna come around and clean that up? Anyway, we're borderline unkillable. And by borderline, I mean, like, maybe almost objectively mathematically unkillable, unless I lose the use of some of my limbs, which I'm not making light of. That would be a terrible situation. Like, I have much bigger problems than, like, this Isaac streak. I would be concerned. I would be like, I have to call my family right now. Like, I have to go to the hospital, maybe to minimize the cognitive damage as quickly as possible, but... You know, they're still running those ads in British Columbia, the part of Canada that I live in. That's like, you know, these are the signs of a stroke. I like to mention them in videos. You know, I haven't been affected by a stroke in my life. I don't think that I've had close family members be affected by a stroke. Not of that kind, anyway. But seriously, it kills, you know, millions of people every single year. I forget, though, it was like, you know, one of them is slurred speech. One of them is like, can you raise both arms above your head? And one of them is your face drooping? And if all three of those, or two of those, or even one of those is present, you should call the hospital. I just can't remember what the acronym's supposed to be. Slurred speech, knees weak, face drooping, mom spaghetti, call the hospital. Let this be the public health announcement that I make in this episode. So that means that I can't talk about not texting while driving, even though you should not text and drive. And I don't mean it in a cute way, like, you really shouldn't text and... Well, you really shouldn't have that, you know, second ice cream cone, Jennifer. I mean, like, don't text and drive, you're gonna die, you're gonna kill me. Stop that. But, we'll digress for now. Today's public health message is, remember the signs of a stroke. So if you have a very blurry birtation, you can... You know, someone will notice and get you to the hospital. That's my message for today. Dad, why don't you talk about cool stuff? You're always talking about how to not... You know, how to minimize lasting brain damage in the event of a ubiquitous health event. Why can't you talk about cool stuff like dabbing? Oh, alright. The only dabbing I know is bingo dabbing, mister. A sensible form of gambling, as long as you know your limit and stay within it. And a nice night out with the gals, if I do say so myself. Does bingo still exist? Bingo was like... Maybe I just grew up in the country. I mean, definitely I grew up in the country, but bingo was like, that was a big deal when I was a kid. Probably also I grew up, you know, with my grandparents being in our familial home a lot as well. That explains it. Bingo is kind of like, it's a refined pursuit for the wise individual, if you know what I mean. Old people. Well, we should take both. We have unlimited HP. We don't, you know, literally have unlimited HP. We're pretty close. I'm not gonna fight Hush because I don't find Hush fun on this run. Hush is like, if I'm not Guppy, then the Hush conditional statement resolves to false 99 times out of 100. You know, there's the pseudocode for that. You can figure out the rest yourself. Honestly, at this point, I want to get rid of the Hierophant card. We don't need it anymore, and something like Perthro or Yera would be a lot more fun. Something we could actually use on the chest to our own advantage instead of just like, okay, we're unkillable. Being unkillable is pretty sweet, but I would also, like, not mind doubling the items that we get, or making sure that the items we get are actually the items we want. Wide swath of possible runes. I wouldn't even mind, like, a Bracano rune. We'll get, every 4 rooms, we'll get like a combination of 6 flies and spiders. That's not bad when you consider how much damage our flies and spiders are going to be doing. It's probably more, you know, consistently useful than the Spirit Hearts right now. Mind you, I'm not complaining. We've been given a golden gift here. But I do recognize that there's room for, like, upward movement here. Will we achieve it? Probably not. But that's okay. It's just like a nice, very, very easy Lazarus run. I can't really call it anything apart from that. Like, ever since we managed to get, you know, Death's Touch, we were pretty much popping off here. Although, you know, it's easy to forget. You know, Northern Lion luck. So lucky, so lucky. Did you see how close we came when that bomb almost hit us on the 3rd floor on the Catacombs 1? Like, we were almost in actual hell. And it was my own fault for not really dodging with the kind of urgency that I probably should have, but don't make it seem like this run was just like a lock from the get-go. There were some moments there that were a little dicey. Multi-dimensional baby is pretty good. The parasite is pretty good. They all kind of synergize with the items we got going for us. We can get some pretty nice damage out of this. Wow. Mongo baby and little brimstone. Actually a pretty solid haul as well. And now we have blank card world. Really not useful from a, like, repetition standpoint, but useful for now. Certainly. Yeah, actually, this multi-dimensional baby parasite situation is doing a lot of good work for us. Probably along with rubber cement as well. Mystery Sack could give us a rune. Midas Touch, just a fun item if we ever get permanent Polaroid invincibility to work for us. Like right now, for example. Although I didn't really have much of a chance to make it happen there. Virus? 9 lives? Nothing. It's probably Beelzebub. It is. Experimental treatment does not give us spun, though. We did get, and as if, you know, we weren't already at overkill when it comes to Spirit Hearts. We got Balls of Steel from a pill. Probably the only time you'll ever hear me complaining about that. Triple Shot's pretty good. It's been like a really solid chest. And by Triple Shot's pretty good, I mean, Triple Shot is maybe bad, but I like it. Alright, let's go defeat Blue Baby in like no time whatsoever here, and I had a really good time on this run. There was danger, there was intrigue, there were thrills, chills, spills, and if you were paying attention, maybe a little bit of dill as well. For now, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. New Isaac episodes come out every single day at 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. For now, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more on the regular, and I'll see you next time.